Welcome into another edition of Card Sharks. I'd like to thank Mr. Bill Skinner for today's opening poem. And if you'd like to leave an opening poem for the show, leave it in the comments below. Now, on with today's game. It's like the winner's circle on Pyramid, but without any clues, and yet you go up the board to win cash until you reach the big bet. On Card Shots! This is the game where a single turn of the card can win you up to $32,000 in cash. Now, here's your host, the star of Card Sharks, Brandon Scruggs. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another edition of Card Sharks right here at MVG Productions. Glad to have you with us on this one. We're getting things started underway on this episode with a championship battle. As you saw in our last episode, we crowned a new interim champion while our main champion was away. But both men are back here today. They're ready to duke it out. So let's get right to it and get to our next championship match of the season. Who's going to walk out here, our undisputed champion? Starting with our current reigning grand champion in the show. In his one game appearance so far, he's won a pretty nice healthy sum of cash to the tune of $12,900. We got Kevin. Kevin, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Nice to be back. And I apologize again for my absence yesterday. And want to congratulate my stepdaughter and her team, the Lakewood Lancers, on their first victory of the year, despite it being a scrimmage. It's a good start, and I wish them luck the rest of the season.
Excellent. Well, good luck to her. Good luck to you today on the show. You've got a very fine champion you're playing against here on this one. He's our current reigning interim champion of the show. Yesterday, he had some bad luck with the money cards, but still walked away with a nice sum of cash to the tune of $2,200. We have Mr. Eric Lima. Eric, welcome back, sir.
Hello out there, YouTube land. How's everyone doing?
Oh, doing fine, sir. You played pretty well yesterday. You managed to pick up the win. Fortunately, like I said, you went for a big bet on the queen, and unfortunately, a king turned up, and that's kind of what hurt you, your cash total wise. But overall, you played a great game yesterday. You ready to go back at it, see if you can become the grand champion?
Oh, I hope so. And I didn't bust those money cards, so that's a good thing.
That is always a good thing. I think we've only had one bust in the money cards this season so far, which is actually very impressive so far. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it doesn't happen on this episode here. As Evan is our current reigning grand champion on the show, he still has the champion's position, so he'll be playing the red cards. Eric is our interim champion. We'll be playing the challenger spot, playing the blue cards in this one. And again, remember, players, it takes 2 games to win the match, and winner of the match goes on to our money cards for a shot at $32,000 in cash. But in order to get to the money cards, we got to play the game. So let's get right into it with our first question in the first round here. With our question going to Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 adults on this one. Did you watch Sesame Street as a kid? How many of 100 adults said yes, they did watch Sesame Street as a kid?
Well, Sesame Street was the children's show to watch on the public broadcasting system, along with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, God rest his soul.
Agreed.
I think, I would think Sesame Street was wide in popularity, and that was Jim Henson in his prime. So I think more people than not watched Sesame Street in that time period. I assume like the 80s or 90s. So I got to go a high number and say 70.
70 out of 100 said that they watched Sesame Street as a kid. Eric, higher or lower than 70?
Kevin's logic here. There were 3 shows that were very popular in the PBS. Besides Sesame Street was much as Rogers' Neighborhood that you mentioned, and The Electric Company back in the day.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Love me some Electric Company.
I've watched all those 3 shows, and Electric Company, my favorite saying, is always 3 to 5 second words. But however, I'm going to go a little bit higher than that because I'm sure most.
He says higher. All right, if the answer is higher, Eric can play your cards first. If not, Kevin will play his cards. The actual number of people who watched Sesame Street as a kid is 53, is not higher.
That is a damn shame.
I find that...
I'm happy I got the question right, but that's awful. I mean, Sesame Street was the show.
Yeah, I found that disturbing. I thought the answer would be very high myself, but okay.
All right.
Kevin, you're in control of the cards. You won the questions. That means we're going to take a look at your base card for this opening round of Card Sharks. It's a 5.
I'll keep it. Go higher.
All right, higher than the 5. No, another 5. You lose that card there, giving Eric a free chance to play off his base card. Also a 5.
I go higher than a 5.
Come on, higher than a 5. No, it's a 3.
Gee whiz.
And the cards are still after the players today on this one.
Here we go.
We'll see. We'll go to our second question here. This one goes over to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people. Do you sweat when you're nervous? How many of 100 people said no, they don't sweat when they're nervous?
Ooh, that's a very good, interesting question. Not provoking because my hands sweat when I'm nervous. All right, and sometimes I shake a little bit when I'm nervous too. But as far as me sweating all over the body, not really. It's only my hands who sweat. So I'm gonna say it's a fairly high number, but 60 on this one.
All right, 60 out of 100 said they do sweat. They don't sweat when they're nervous. Kevin, higher or lower than 60?
I'm not so sure about people breaking into I've heard of the same people breaking into a nervous sweat, but it's my experience that that's more figure of speech than the real thing. I know people get really nervous; their blood pressure goes up, which sometimes I guess can make you sweat. I would ask my nurse fiance here, but I had to do this on my own. So I'm going to say lower.
I'm going to say it's lower than that. All right. The actual number of people that don't break into a sweat when they get nervous is 57. It is just a little lower.
All right.
All right, Kev.
The logic, though.
Yeah, you're right there. Your logic was sound. Just the number was just a little lower than what you had there. Kevin, you're in control of the board. You've got a 5.
I'll try it one more time and go higher.
Higher than the 5. No, it's a 4. The cards are being evil again. Eric, a free shot with your 5.
I go higher than a 5.
Please be higher than a 5. There we go. It's a jack.
Lower than the jack. Come on.
Well, lower than the jack. It's a 9.
I don't trust that 9.
Gonna freeze?
Have to freeze.
All right, he's gonna freeze right there, needing just 2 cards to win this opening round here on Card Sharks. We go to our third question here. Goes to Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 men on this question. Are you the main cook of your family, or is your wife? How many of 100 men said yes, they're the main cook of their family?
Well, that is a very competitive field. I know we're talking about home life, but growing up, my mom mainly cooked, and anything that involved the grill, my dad cooked. The man saying, you said how many men said they're the cook of the house?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I would say 55.
55 out of 100 said that they are the main cook of the house. Eric, higher or lower than 55?
That's an interesting one to say the least. I gotta check this out, man. He'll cook. He'll sometimes cook if he's home and all that, but he's been working as a bus driver now. My mother or my sister in our house for parties and occasions, something like that. When he's home, he cooks. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit lower than that. I have a little bit lower. I've got a feeling to be a little bit lower.
All right, he's going to go lower than that on this one. We'll see. The actual number of men who say they are the main cook in their house versus their wife is 66. It is not lower.
66.
Yep, 2/3 of the men out there apparently are the main cooks in their households. All right.
Now, let me explain for a second while I was laughing there for a second, because out of the corner of my eye, I saw a hand gesture from my fiance back here. Gave me the gesture for 0.
I had a feeling that was going to be the case there. But all right, Kevin, you're in control of the board once again. You've got that 5.
Five's giving me no luck. Let's change it.
All right, we're going to change that 5. Next card off the top of your deck, that 5 now becomes a deuce. Great
I like
change.
that better. Let's go higher.
Higher than the deuce. It's a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack. No, another jack. You lose both of those cards there. Eric, free shot off the 9.
What are the odds to go lower on that 9?
Going on lower than the 9. It's a 3.
Higher.
For game 1 of the match, higher than a 3. It's a 6. He's done it. All right, game 1 goes to you, Eric. That's $250 more to your bank. And remember, it takes 2 games to win the match now, so we're going to go ahead and deal out the cards for our next go-around here. And remember the cards that have been played. It will help you greatly as you're trying to call the cards for the next round. All right, we go on to round number 2. We start with our challenger this time, which is you, Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people, can you do a split? How many of 100 people said, yeah, they could do a split?
I only know 2 people that can do a split. One is Jean-Claude Van Damme. The other one is my favorite WWE women's wrestler of all time, Melina. Soul level her. But might I digress? That will be a very, very low number. It depends on who you ask. If it's men, that'll be a low number. If it's women, that'll be a little bit higher. Who knows for sure? I'm going to have to go 25 on this one.
All right, 25 out of 100 said yes, they can do a split. Kevin, higher or lower than 25?
Excuse me. Gee whiz. Well, I know I can't. What are you laughing for?
I can't even see you doing this at all.
All right. Well, with that said, I think that there are more athletes than what meets the eye. I'm going to say higher.
I'm going to say even higher than that. All right, the actual number of people that can do an actual split is 33. It is higher.
All right.
All right. So, Kevin, you've got control of the cards here. You need this game to tie up the match. Where you start with your base card of a 5.
Higher.
Go on, higher than a 5. It's an 8.
Higher.
Risking it on. Higher than the 8. No, it's a 4. You lose both those cards.
Oh, well.
All right, Eric, a free shot to play with your base card of a queen.
Lower.
All right, going on. Lower than the queen. It's a 5.
I say higher.
He says high. I say you're right with an ace.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Lower.
Lower than the ace. It's a 10.
10. D10. Freeze.
And a freeze right there. Just needing just one more card to win the game and the match here as we move on to our third. Excuse me. Moving on to our next question. Yeah, that one snuck up on me there. Moving on to our next question here. This one goes to Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 people on this one. Have you ever seen any of the Rocky movies? Or more specifically in this question, the original Rocky movie. Have you ever seen the original movie Rocky? How many of your 100 people said yes, they have?
Well, I mean, Rocky is an all-time classic.
An Oscar winner, nonetheless.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I admit I just saw it for myself the first time about a year or so ago. I wasn't really into boxing movies until I saw $1 Million Baby, which is also an Oscar winner. It's popular. It was much more popular in the 70s. And given there's an age range I got to think about for how many people were asked this question, not everyone's into sports movies. So I got to kind of balance it out and say 45.
All right, 45 out of 100 said they have seen the original Rocky movie. Eric, higher or lower than 45?
Okay, I've seen the regular Rocky movies, and one of the best Rocky movies I've seen, besides the original one, is Rocky Ep24. That's one of my favorite Rocky movies, but Rocky is very inspirational. And obviously won an Oscar, like Kevin just mentioned. I'm going to go a little bit higher than that.
Go a little higher than that. All right.
A little bit higher.
All right, the actual number of people who said they have seen the original Rocky movie, is 34. It is not higher.
Wow, another one I'm stunned by.
Yeah, a lot of them have seen some of the other sequels, but none of them have ever watched the original one. I fortunately have all the entire series of movies on my computer here.
I pity the fool.
I know, right?
Hey.
All right, Kevin, you got control of the board again. You are dealing with the same 5 once again.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm in desperation mode. I'm going to change it.
All right, going to change at 5. 5 now becomes a 4. A little bit better.
That's a little better. Yeah, let's go higher.
All right, higher than the 4. No, it's a deuce. You're serious. Wow.
Seriously.
Eric, free shot to call the 10. Get it right, you become the new champion.
To go the odds in this one lower.
Lower than the 10, become the new grand champion here on Card Sharks. It's a 4. He's done it. Congratulations to you, Eric. You got yourself $2,700. You're going to go back to the money cards here in just a minute. Kevin, unfortunately, just some bad cards turned up for you here today, but you're not leaving here empty-handed. You're taking with you a nice, healthy cash total of $12,900, sir. So congratulations to you.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Good game. Break that bank. Someone's got to.
I'm hoping.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Eric's going to take his shot at the money card, see if he can take himself $32,000 home. We'll do that right after this, so stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks here with our new grand champion here, Eric. He's got himself $2,700 in cash. Now he's going to take a shot here at the money cards. You remember how this works, sir. We start you off at the bottom with $200 in new betting money. Bet your way across the bottom row until you get to that second row. You get an additional $400 in betting money and call your way across the 3 cards there. Again, minimum bet's $50 and bet in $50 increments till you get up to the big bet card. That card you must bet at least half your winnings. And you can change 1 card on each row with one of the 3 big extra cards we deal out on the side of the game. Get a perfect double, double, double all the way to the top of the board. You can earn yourself $32,000 in cash. I want to see somebody do it, and I want you to be the first one. So good luck to you. Let's deal out those cards and give you a brand new $200 in your bank.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're hoping for a good card here to start off this money card round. We start you off with your base card. This round is going to be an 8, right up the middle.
It just made the list. Change it with number 2.
All right, changing with number 2. That 8 now becomes a king. Great change.
Trust the king that much, so $150 lower than the king.
Yeah, he got hit by a king yesterday, but hopefully we don't see an ace here. $150 lower than the king. Yes, it's a 4. You got $350 now.
Let's go. I don't trust the 4 either. I'm going to try to bet conservatively here. Let's go $150 higher than the 4.
Okay, $150 again. Going higher than the 4 this time. It's a 5. You have 5 and $500. Sounds appropriate to me.
$500, huh? Let's try $100 higher than a 5.
How much was that bet?
Higher than a 5.
$100?
So
All right, $100 higher than a 5. Yes, it's a 7. You've got $600 now and a 7. We move that 7 up to the second row. We'll give you an additional $400. But you have to even $1,000 of betting money, and you've got that 7.
I'm going to change that 7 because it's not. I don't trust that 7 with number 3, please. Change it with number.
All right, changing with number 3. That 7 now becomes a king again. Great change.
Your Majesty.
Yes. Okay. Let's go $900 lower.
All right, big bet here. We do not want to see an ace. $900 lower than the king. It's a deuce.
Yeah.
$1,900 and a great card.
All of it. Higher.
Going on, betting the farm here. $1,900, all of it higher than the 2. It's a 3. $3,800 and a 3. Great card.
Let's go $3,200 higher.
$3,200 higher than the 3. It's an 8. Even $7,000. We move that 8 now to the big bet card. It is big bet time, Eric. You have an 8. You must bet at least $3,500 on this card, but I don't think you're going to keep it, are you?
Take her and bury that 8 to make it rest in peace and change that card with the last.
All right, hoping for a big change here.
That was good. That was
For
good
your big bet card gets changed from an 8 to a 4.
Okay.
Must bet at least $3,500 on this one.
Let's go $4,000 of that higher.
Okay, $4,000. You're going to finish with either $3,000 in cash or $11,000. $4,000. Higher than a 4. It's a 5. He's done it. Nicely done, sir. $11,000 added to your previous winnings puts you up to $13,700 in cash. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to find Eric a new opponent to play, and we have more Card Sharks on the way, so stay with us. Well done. And welcome back here to Card Sharks, our new champion now, Eric, up to $13,700. He's ready to take on his next opponent, so let's bring him in now. Next opponent for Eric here on Card Sharks is Rodney. Rodney, welcome back.
How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
I'm okay. I'm very good.
Good to hear. You ready to play some Card Sharks?
Yes, I am. Good luck to you, Eric.
All right, you guys know how the game works, so we're just going to jump right into it with our first question going to our champion, Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people who have been employed with a company for over 10 years. Okay, we asked 100 people who've been employed over 10 years. We asked them, have you ever thought about quitting your job and wanting to start your own business? How many of those 100 people said yes, they would like to start their own business?
Well, in this day and age, it's been pretty tough with the economy nowadays. And I've worked for a company for 15 years, a restaurant over at Ruby Tuesday. I quit in 2010 and got another job. So about quitting the job and making their own business, that's going to be a fairly middle of the road number. I'm going to have to go 57.
57 out of 100 said they'd like to quit their job and start their own business. Rodney, higher or lower than 57?
Oh, that's a good number right out of the gate. That's a good question. It's a risky thing to do to quit your job and start your own business because the business may not work out. It may flop. So this is a good, tough one. I'm going to go.
Let's say a little bit lower than that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The actual number of people who have been working for 10 years said they would quit their job right now and start their own business is 46. It is lower.
All right.
Just a little less than half there. All right, Rodney, take a look at your base card for this opening round of Card Sharks. It's a 4.
That's the nice card. Let's go higher.
Going on higher than a 4. An ace.
Lower.
Going on lower than the ace. It's a 6.
And I'm going to freeze right there.
All right, freezing right there, needing just 2 more cards to win game 1 of the match. And we go to question number 2, and this one's for Rodney. Rodney, we asked 100 people, do you like cake? Simple question, do you like cake? How many of 100 people said yes, they do like cake?
No, that's almost everybody. But it gets you fat, though, that cake do. I'm going to say that's a high number. I mean, I don't know anybody that don't like cake. I'm going to go with 80.
80 out of 100 said they like cake. Eric, higher or lower than 80?
That's a good number. I agree with Ronnie's logic, but there's the flip side to it. Sometimes they'll lose weight or something like that. In this day and age, everybody's going to be, want to get healthy, stay healthy, all that. So I'm going to go a tad bit lower than 80. That'd be a tad bit lower.
Just a tad bit lower than that. All right. The actual number of people who like eating cake is 78. It is just a tad bit lower. Very good.
Good one, Eric.
Good job there, Eric. You get control of your cards. Let's take a look at your base card. An 8 right up the middle.
At 8.
Changing that 8, the next card off the top of the deck. That 8 now becomes an ace. Lower than the ace. It's a 9.
4.
Going on again. Lower.
Lower.
Okay, going on. Lower than the 9. No, a 10. You lose both those cards, giving Rodney a free chance to play off his 6.
Higher.
Higher than the 6. It's a queen.
Lower.
For game 1 of the match, lower than a queen. It's a 5. He's done it. All right, Rodney's got game 1 of the match. He's got himself $250 in cash. And we're going to clear the board out here, and we're going to deal out the cards for game number 2 now. Again, see if Eric can tie it up and get back in the hunt here. And we start this round with our challenger, Rodney. Rodney, first question goes to you. Rodney,
Okay.
we asked other people, do you make your bed up every morning after you wake up? How many of 100 people said yes, they do make up their bed every morning?
That's it. Nice, clean folks. You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't make up my bed every morning because I'd be in a rush. Oh, boy. That's a good question. I'm going to go right in the middle with 49.
49 out of 100 said they'd make up their bed every morning. Eric, higher or lower than 49?
Like Rodney himself, I usually don't make my bed much because I'm always in a rush. But sometimes, if my bed is not totally messy, I can do it. So I'm going to have to go. How many people admit to making their bed? I'm sure a lot of neat and tiny people are out there. Going to have to go a little bit higher than that.
A little bit higher than that. Yeah. All right. The actual number of people who do make up their bed every single morning is 51. It is higher.
Wow, good job, Eric.
It is nearly half and half on that one. That's very surprising. I'm one of those ones that I don't, but then again, I sleep very weird hours compared to everybody else, and there's usually somebody in the bed for us. Because I sleep during the day, Sonny sleeps at night, so yeah, it's almost no point in trying to make it up.
Yeah.
At least in my household. But alright, Eric, we're going to start with you with the base card this time, and your base card is an ace.
Ace is glorious. Lower.
Hold on, lower than the ace. A queen.
Let's go lower than a queen, my
Going
friend.
on, lower than the queen. Now a king got his trick up again.
Owen Hart got me.
Rodney, free shot for you with a deuce.
Higher.
Higher than the deuce. A king.
Lower.
Lower than that king. It's a 9.
I'm a freeze.
Freeze right there again with that 3-card lead, needing 2 more cards to win the game and the match. We go to question number 2 this time. This one goes to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people, have you ever been to jail? How many of those people said yes, they have been to jail?
I'll be a low number because a lot of things out there. So I'm going to have to go with a low number. Let's try 29.
29 out of 100 of those 100 people said they have been to jail. Rodney, higher or lower than 29?
Another good answer. I agree with Eric on his guess, but I'm just going to go a little bit higher on that.
A little higher than that. Let's see what it is. The actual number of people who have been to jail out of the 100 is... Sorry, it's actually 10.
Oh, that's the answer. 10.
Yeah, yep, I hit the wrong button there. But the answer is 10. All right,
I didn't get it right, but keep on the button, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it's all yours, Eric. No worries there. You've got that ace.
I don't have to worry about that changing that ace, so I'm going to go lower than the ace.
I thought you were going to hold on to it. Just saying. Going on. Lower than the ace. It's a 6.
The 6. I need to get something here.
What was that? He says higher.
Higher, yes, higher.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we're having call issues tonight, folks, so apologize for that. Higher than the 6. It's a 9.
Freeze.
Not a freezing right there. Both players with a 9 now. Both players needing 2 cards to win this game of the match. And we go to question number 3 this time. This one goes to Rodney. Rodney, we asked 100 people on this one. Do you consider your family lazy? How many of 100 people said yes, they consider their family lazy?
Yeah, the real question is how many people lied about that. Oh boy, families. Nobody's gonna actually admit that they're gonna say that their family's lazy because they might need a place to stay at night. I'm gonna say that's a low number, Brandon. I'm gonna go with 31.
31 out of 100, okay. Eric, higher or lower than 31?
Family is one of the most hard-working families ever. You know, even though my dad retired 2 years ago from mechanics, he has a part-time job doing school bus driving, and I have who's also she is our own dance studio and have her own dance classes. So my family is a very hardworking family. How many people say that their family is lazy? Is that what?
Yes.
Then it's going to be a little lower. It's going to be a little lower than that.
A little lower than that. We'll see what it is. The actual number of people who consider their family lazy is 16. It is lower. All right, Eric, you're in control. You've got that 9.
Change that 9.
All right, changing the 9. Important change for you. That 9 now becomes an 8, right up the middle.
I need a face card as of yet. Higher than the 8.
Going on. Higher than the 8. No, it's a 3. You lose that card there. Rodney, a free shot with you in the 9.
Lower.
Lower than the 9. It's an 8, right up the middle.
Audience, what do y'all think?
Freeze!
Higher.
Freeze! Higher!
I hear a lot of people saying freeze, but you know what? I'm not listening. I'm going to go lower.
Going on and playing on for the game of the match to become the new champion. Lower than the 8. It's a 7. He's done it. We got a new champion. Well, congratulations to you, Rodney. You're the new champion here on Card Sharks. You got yourself $500, and you're going to be playing the money cards here in just a moment. Well, Eric, you fought hard to become the grand champion, and unfortunately the cards just fought against you here. But you're not leaving here empty-handed because you take with you in your 2 games here on Card Sharks a nice, healthy total of $13,700, sir, with our congratulations. All right, no problem. And with that said, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Rodney's going to take his shot, the money card, see if he can take home $32,000, and we'll do that right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks here with our new champion, Rodney. He's got himself $500. Now he's going to take his shot at the money cards here. Rodney, you know how this game works. Again, $200 on the bottom. Work your way across that bottom row to get to the second one. We give you additional $400. Work your way across those 3 cards. So you get up to the big bet where you must bet at least half your money. And again, you can change 1 card on each level with the 3 cards on the side of the board. And again, that perfect double, double, double all the way to the top of the board will net you $32,000 in cash. I'd like to give it away to somebody. Maybe you can be the lucky one here today. So good luck to you. We're going to deal out those cards.
Thank you.
And we'll start you with fresh $200 in your bank. All right?
All right.
And hopefully we got some big money for you here. Start with your base card in this game of the money cards of a 6.
May I change that 6 with number 3, please?
You certainly can. Changing it with card number 3. That 6 now becomes another 6.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go. You know what? Even if I bust in this level, I still have the second level. So I'm gonna go all of it higher.
Betting the farm here, trying to go all the way with the big money. $200. Higher than 6. It's a king. He's
Good
got it
call.
all. $400 and a great card now.
All of it lower.
Going for it again. $400. Lower than the king. It's a jack. You have a jack at $800.
Everything lower than a jack.
He's going for the big money here. This might be the chance to do it. We'll see it happens. $800. Lower than the jack. No, it's a king. He loses that. Okay. All right, well, bad news, you don't have any money. Good news, however, you still have another level to go and a great card. So we're going to move the king up to the second level, give you that additional $400. So you're back in the chips with $400 and a good card.
All of it lower than the king.
Trying again.
Please.
Come on, try to recover from that. All of it lower than the king. Oh, it's an ace! Oh my goodness! Oh, that is rough going. I'm so sorry. And our only second bust of the season here, sir. I'm sorry, unfortunately, can't give you any money on the money cards this time around. But the good news is you are still the current champion. You've got yourself $500, and you'll be back to join us on our next episode. You're trying to hold off on that crown. All right?
All right. Thank you, Brandon.
Well, congratulations to you. And thanks to everybody in the audience for watching along and enjoying the game. Thanks to you guys at home for watching another fun-filled episode of Card Sharks. If you like the series, click that like button down below. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, we're still in the drive for 200 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell. That way you never miss all the fun and games right here at MVG Productions. And until the cards are dealt your way once again, and we try to give away $32,000 in cash, I'm your host, Brandon Scruggs, saying thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks. Take care. Bye for now, folks.